Hello, I'm Samuel Durham, and let me ask you a really important question. Do you like watching videos on YouTube about books, TV, film, and music? Well, I do. I love watching those videos. But guess what? All those good times might come to an end next year. Why? Article 13. What exactly is that? Well, Article 13 is a legislation created by the European Union to protect copyright. It's there to protect the intellectual property of creators like you and me, novelists, playwrights, screenwriters, everyone who ever creates something. We have a right to have our work protected under copyright, especially online. Now, I'm all for that, but here comes a huge problem. Now, let's say I plan to do a video on John Green's last novel, right? If I'm going to do right now, I could do it. I could use examples from it. I could read passages out. I could show you the cover, have a discussion about how beautiful and inventive it is. Because right now in the United States, what I'll be doing will be excused under the term fair use because I'm using it for educational reasons. In the European Union, now I live in the UK, there's a great term called permitted use. Again, I could use quotations from here. I could show you the book and I will be excused because this is for educational reasons, right? We're having a discussion about a great novel. But here comes the problem. Under the proposed legislation, Article 17, even showing this book, even reading passages from here, won't be allowed. Now, if I were to do a video like that, it would be blocked. Now, the whole point of BookTube or AuthorTube is that we discuss books. It's obvious, right? Everything has to go back to the original text, the source. So how can we have a discussion without mentioning, without quoting bits and pieces from there? So this is one of the great examples of how Article 13 could affect all booktubers. I don't think many booktubers really understand the implications of it. Now, some of my favorite booktubers in the world are in the UK. For example, Sane at Books and Quills. She has over 190,000 subscribers. She has a huge influence on publishing and book buyers all around the world. Sane, if you're watching this, I wonder how you feel about it because your channel could be blocked in the European Union. And how about people watching in the United States? Well, they won't be able to watch it, obviously. And some of my other favorite YouTubers in the UK, like Simon Savage, Eric Carl Anderson, Lucy Richardson at BookBell, and Rosianna, and many, many others. These are the huge booktubers with thousands of subscribers. And some of those booktubers do make a significant income from doing these kind of videos. Well, guess what? They might not be able to make that income anymore. Their channels might not even exist after 2019. Am I scaremongering? Well, people in the publishing industry, if you're watching this, tell me, is this scaremongering? I don't think so, because here is the important detail to do with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and other providers, other platforms. Until now, it's up to us, the creators, to take responsibility for copyright. If we don't own the copyright, we shouldn't be uploading stuff onto YouTube. But after 2019, it's up to platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook to look at the copyright. If the creator doesn't own the copyright for everything in that video, that will be taken down. Here comes a problem for YouTube. Every single minute, 400 hours of videos are uploaded into YouTube. Even the best artificial intelligence, even the best bot won't be able to detect all the copyright violations. As a result of that, YouTube wants to avoid all the multi-million-dollar lawsuits by record companies, publishers, and filmmakers. So what they want to do is we're just going to block all these creators, especially the small creators. So even the big booktubers will be affected. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Well, the first thing is we need to look at the details of the legislation. I'm not a lawyer, so if you're a lawyer who especially specializes in publishing, tell us in the comment section below. Explain to us, how is it going to affect us? Is it going to be the end of BookTube? Now, in the United States, some of my favorite booktubers are, for example, Christine at Poland and Bananas. She's amazing. She has over 300,000 subscribers. She has a huge influence. But guess what, Christine? In the UK, we might not be able to watch any of your great videos. Now, one of my favorite booktubers in Australia is Lily of Lily Reads. She's the funniest booktuber of all time, right? Now, Lily, if you're watching this, all of us in the UK might not be able to watch your funny, quirky, witty videos about all your thoughts about how you feel about Harry Potter or anything to do with Rainbow Lowell. We won't know. We're not going to know. All these videos from Australia will be blocked because in the UK, we come under European law still. And even after leaving the European Union, Article 13 will still have some impact, right? This is where the lawyers watching this, come and join me in the comment section below and talk about it. Let's have a discussion about it. But more importantly, what can we do? What are the practical steps we could take to make sure that our rights as creators are protected? Now, I have to clarify this again. I'm all for bringing up great copyright laws. I'm all for originality. But at the same time, for us to have a healthy discussion, obviously we need to use images owned by other people. It doesn't mean theft. It doesn't mean that we are stealing their income or livelihood. It's about making better quality content. So the legislation as it stands is good enough on that. I know there are some people who take advantage of that. Maybe the legislation could go after those people, but booktubers and authortubers, we love books, we love TV shows, and we discuss it mostly for educational reasons. We want to teach each other, we want to share the things that we learned. That's why, and we want to share our love of books and movies and TV shows and music. So what are the practical steps that we can take? Now, what are we going to do about Article 13? We need to do something. And I have four solutions. The first one is that we got to contact our member of European Parliament. This applies to all of us, creators and consumers who live within the European Union. So even though I'm in the UK, we're still part of it. So that means I've already contacted 3 of my MEPs. I live in a part of England where we got 7. And they're all male, by the way, but that's another issue. I contact 3 of those guys, and as soon as I finish making this video, I'll be contacting the others. And what I'm doing with them is that I'm asking them for a meeting. I want to have a face-to-face meeting with all 7 of them. They might not all agree, but at least one of them, right? And if you're one of the MEPs, I want to have an interview with you. I want to have a discussion about BookTube and AuthorTube and how it affects us, especially in the UK. And I want to know what you can do. And I have several other questions to ask you as well. And of course, being a video maker, I'll be creating a video of that interview and we'll be discussing other issues. So I hope you're up for it. And I look forward to making that video. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'll be making other videos to raise awareness about Article 13. So the first thing is if you're a consumer or a creator of both, please look in my description box below where I can show you exactly how to find your MEPs. There is a website where you can put the postcode and it will show up all the names. So, and what I suggest is that you contact them, not just email them, because if you email them, what would happen with MPs and MEPs is that they will get an assistant and that assistant will send you a reply. If you try and contact, like I have been doing in the past with other politicians, is that one of their personal assistants or secretaries will contact you, but eventually you will get a meeting. So that's what I'm hoping with these MEPs. I'm going to have a meeting. And the best case scenario is that I'm going to get a video that will in some way explain how my MEP is going to make sure that our desires or rights are listened to in Brussels, right? That's the first thing. So do that. The second thing is that if you're watching my channel, you're a creative person, right? You're already a creator. If you're not a creator, you're certainly a consumer. So all those video makers out there, let's make videos. Let's make videos that discusses this issue of Article 13 and how it can impact booktubers and authortubers and spread it out. We need to raise awareness of Article 13 because even now I'm amazed by how many people, especially among the BookTube and AuthorTube community, especially in the UK and the European Union, they haven't heard about this, but it's going to affect all of us, right? So let's make videos. Let's start a campaign. Let's join YouTube's campaign called Save Your Internet. Join that, create more videos under that hashtag and spread the word. We need to keep doing that because sometimes it's easy for us to do nothing. We can complain in private, but by making a video, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We are creators. So let's do that. So what's the third solution? Well, this is more of a long-term strategy. One of the things now, with some people on BookTube in general, they become really pessimistic and negative about Article 13. And there are some people I talk to in the real world, again, they become so afraid. And it's all of these things, I think, is to do with having a mindset of scarcity. Because you feel as though, oh my God, everything is going to end. YouTube is going to end. We're not going to have anything like that again. All these good times are coming to an end. It's terrible and all that. But this is caused by having a scarcity mindset. Now, if you study some of the great achievers in when it comes to literature, arts, or any field, you'll find that any great woman or man has one important quality, which is adaptability. Right? We can go all the way to Darwin. He discusses that. And Daniel Goleman, who talked about emotional intelligence, EQ, he says one of the key qualities of great men and women is adaptability. Right? We need to be able to adapt. Changes will come. Internet is still in its infancy. Interestingly enough, Tim Berners-Lee, who invented the internet, is completely against Article 13. But even someone like him, he succeeded because he was able to adapt. Right. Here's what I'm suggesting. In the next 10 to 30 to 50 years, the internet as we know now will change dramatically in a huge way. That means we have to embrace change. So Article 13 is part of that change, right? So let's become adaptable. Let's embrace, let's cultivate a mindset of abundance, because again, successful people have a mindset of abundance. So if YouTube goes away, right, it could happen. Let's say none of us will be able to upload any content which might contain any bits from other creators on to YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. This is not the end. Right? There are other solutions. There are other platforms that could arise and come up with the right solution. All those things will happen, right? This is not the end. So let's create a mindset of abundance. Create a, we got to think about adaptability. We got to keep changing and evolving. It's not about, so I'm really positive about this. So that links to my other thing about positivity, which is that, yes, Article 13 now demands that we can't use images. For example, I probably won't be able to allow all these books in the background because I don't own the copyright for their designs, right? That could happen, but it just means if that's the case, I'll just come up with a more inventive way to present my videos. And I do know other ways of doing it, right? And I'm sure you as a creator will know. Because this is not the end. This is just the beginning. It's a good challenge. And I think we should use this challenge posed by Article 13 to become more creative. T.S. Eliot says in one of his essays, again, I can't quote that now because that will be blocked in 2019 if this video stays. In one of those great essays, he says that it's only when we have limitations that we become more creative. T.S. Eliot, if you don't know, is one of the great poets and literary critics and scholars of all time. He wrote many great essays about creativity and poetry. And he has said that limitations free us. And I completely agree with that. So, and the other thing is we have to embrace originality. If this means that we can't use any content of other people, let's rely entirely on our minds. Our minds are amazing. We have an amazing brain. It can imagine great things, great worlds, right? We can make videos. We can still do it. So let's become more adaptable. Let's create a mindset of abundance. The fourth solution that I have is all about becoming proactive. Proactive. Let's start that now. One of the huge problems that I have with my generation and the ones below mine is that they're happy to talk about issues like this, especially to do with politics, privately, but they don't do anything proactively in public. Now, you might be one of those people who's good at that. You might be one of those people who's good at contacting your local politician, getting on these demonstrations and making changes, because these practical things take time, sometimes money, a lot of effort. So it's easy for us to stay in our rooms or go to a pub or bar and talk about it, but not actually do much else. So what I'm saying to you is that if you're one of those people who can be a bit passive, apathetic, right? Here's your chance. You can do something really practical right now. Yeah, right now. Share this video. Share this video on WhatsApp, on Facebook, Twitter, talk about it on Instagram and many other platforms. Start the discussion now, raise awareness. Even if you don't want to make a video, share this video. And if any of my other fellow booktubers or authortubers or other YouTubers are making videos like this, share it. Share it on your social media channels. Let's start a discussion. And more importantly, I'm really passionate that this is a time for us to become more political. Now, on my channel, I don't want to get too political. I'm not going to talk about Brexit and Trump, and because that would be divisive. But Article 13 is something that is going to affect all of us, although we don't realize it. And I really want to leave you all with a great passage from one of my favorite novels, Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. This is the original copy from 1998, a year before David Fincher's movie came out. And part of Tyler Durden, the character, talks about the apathy among many men and women of his generation. And I see that in today's world, especially in Britain. We are living in the most unpredictable time in history all around the world. Right? This is the time for us to become active, right? Let's do something. And I want to leave you with this passage. Now, again, under the new Article 13, I might not be able to upload a video showing the cover and read a quotation, but I'm going to do it. Could be the last time. I'm going to do it. Hear me out. You have a class of young men and women, and they want to give their lives to something. Advertising has these people chasing cars and clothes they don't need. Generations have been working in jobs they hate just so they can buy what they don't really need. We don't have a great war in our generation or a great depression, but we do. We have a great war of the spirit. We have a great revolution against the culture. The Great Depression is our lives. We have a spiritual depression. That's from Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Now, let's get proactive. Let's make things happen. Thank you for watching.